In today's very bullish video, I'll show you a wider picture. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to zoom out just to show you where we are right now. Hello and welcome back to another video. Ripple has been building over the last 10 years is a network of trust with financial institutions, regulators around the world, and that is going to pay off very handsomely in the end, and oh my goodness, folks, I almost got a tear. This is how bankers operate. I've been preaching this since the beginning. We needed to look at it through the eyes of a banker, which is exactly what Ripple did. When they entered the blockchain sector, and the crypto sector looked at it from a banker's perspective, they wondered, how can we be bankers? Implement this technology, but with regulations. However, pay attention to what Br Garlinghouse says. We have been repeating this on Brad Garlinghouse. Trust is very important video if you guys know what I mean. And then hit the like button, then leave a comment. I'll be down below, but first listen. You have to establish trust, and one of the fundamental things in my lifetime that has built trust, both personally and professionally, is transparency, which I believe Ripple chose early on. We did all of these activities. We used to produce XRP markets reports once a quarter, dating back to, I believe, 2016 or 2017 at a period when a lot of individuals were quite discreet about what was going on. In cryptocurrency, how much cryptocurrency they held, and what they were doing with it, and we chose to buck that trend and be honest now. Ironically, I believe that was one of the things that hurt us in the SEC, and when people ask why the SEC went after Ripple, I believe it was partly because we gave them all the information they needed. So, which felt a little ironic in some respects, but I still believe that if you want to establish trust in new technology, you need to build trust. You want to establish trust with new products. Ripple and Medico are two examples of new enterprises. Then you must be forthcoming. 2. Go above and beyond, and we have certainly attempted to do so. For XRP, 2018 was a farce. You haven't seen anything yet. That is music to my ears, and take note. Take a look at the market capitalization right now. With clarity, Bitcoin is about 30,000 TRP at 52 cents, and you want to zoom out. Take a look at this. This is with some kind of regulation XRPs. What's going on, clarity? Why are costs so low in comparison to 2018? We had XRP at $337 with no world utility, which was still a good price. It blows my head when folks I know say things like, let's get past the dollar first. Because people, $337 with no utility. This market is entirely speculative. Look at this, folks. It's completely different now that its growing mature market maturity is one of the most important takeaways when a new market like this crypto is starting up. The market is just 10 years old. Therefore, the more volatility there is, the longer it takes for this technology to mature. With only a 10-year track record, how can banks rely on it? Implement something that is still relatively fresh, but is now no longer so. Multiple experiments have been performed, which is why we have the future of money. Treasury report of the United States. Listen to what they say about silently leaked XRP and payments going out of the Department of Treasury here. We're also talking about CBDCs here, which need to be widely adopted. A foreign CBDC SOR private digital asset would require interoperability with other payment systems or widespread use for payments in other jurisdictions, as well as strong liquidity to serve as a medium for cross-currency settlement. It's true, the writing is on the wall. In this case, deep liquidity is also required to operate as a medium for cross-currency settlement, and they then set. Some central banks are also connecting these payment systems with centralized directory services. This integration makes interoperability easier. They're all following the G20 cross-border road plan, boosting efficiency, speed, and competition between participating financial institutions and payment service providers. Because governments are also investigating ways to integrate instant payment systems and the potential of new multilateral platforms and arrangements to improve cross-border payments. If you're an OG, you remember this G20 roadmap of the 4 Sundays in November when it initially started. They handed the case up to Chris Larsen. As well as garlinghouse XRP is no longer security, and we are nearing the end. We are on the verge of crossing the finish line, which is why we have the euro. The release of the digital euro. This is in line with what David Schwartz mentioned. And this is significant. People, are you ready for this? Bitcoin and Ethereum will never be used on the scale that XRP is set to be used on, and that will happen very soon if EU politicians are to be believed. This comes from M, and then hear what David Schwartz has to say here. M also addresses environmental concerns surrounding cryptocurrency, with businesses required to disclose their energy consumption. Okay, before I get too enthusiastic, in addition to the environmental impact of digital assets, their energy consumption, take a look at what David Schwartz has to say here. Concerning energy consumption, concerning Ethereum, concerning fees, Ethereum and Bitcoin will never, ever scale to what Ripple and XRP can achieve, and Ripple is the company's digital asset, but you see what I mean. I can't help but listen to Schwartz here, and David Schwartz is correct. ETH and BTC will not work. I'm sure many of you have heard the story that Ethereum's fees make it incredibly beneficial. It's quite popular since people pay a lot of money for it, but it's crucial to remember. Fees are leftover friction that the system has not removed. Thus, it is the users of systems like Ethereum. Who is paying those fees? If you use Ethereum, you're paying for its energy consumption. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a complete knee slapper to everyone you know who is a fanboy for Ethereum and Bitcoin. I own Bitcoin and Ethereum, but when it comes to scaling real-world utility and real value, XRP will far outperform all of these assets. Pay attention to JP Morgan. Jamie Dimon discusses JP Morgan. It's all a joke at this point, but it's still hilarious. Take a look at this. He has no idea what he's talking about when it comes to how we're going to end it. With that said, off with this fool. I appreciate every one of you. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments section below, and we'll be back with another video that is far too sluggish and Jamie Dimon avoiding the JPM coin question. Lol. Pricey, so your bank is now experimenting with the JPM coin. It is a form of stable coin that allows for speedier settlement. Could you talk a little bit about our need to responsibly innovate to remain a world leader? Similar question to Mr. There. Yeah. Me in America is already the world inventor and world leader, and China is a major competitive strategic challenge that we all have to deal with, and so I completely agree with that. Americans should not be humiliated, in my opinion. I mean, we still have the most richest country in the world. In the plan, we outro all of the food war energy. We must begin constructing Ripple nets on the assumption that crypto liquidity will someday be able to enable strong global payments. Payment Ripple was created so that clients who saw the benefits of our fiat-based network might migrate to ODL once the market matured. And that's exactly what's going on. Flip the switch. I suppose what we're building. You can tell it's addressing a genuine issue. And I believe that all of the tokens are my advice. To everyone who understands the utility, if actual usefulness and genuine value are being supplied to a real client, the token will be valued.